I think a lot of people do, like in our age, because of social media and
Right,
you know,
right, right.
body image, like what it's supposed to look like on Instagram and how perfect you should look. So there's a lot of pressure, you know, on young adults. What role do you think social media plays in this, and how can people change that?
Yeah, I think two things I would like to talk about, Supriya. First of all, I think it's very good that on a public platform like this, you're talking about it. You're saying that yes, I also had these issues. That in itself means that the basic block that is there in so many of people's minds, that I'm not supposed to talk about my mental health problems or my body image issues. You don't have that, so you have already crossed the first level, and I think more people need to be like that, because when you say something like that and you have 10 people around you, they say, okay, she's talking about her problems and she's talking about it confidently. I think that makes a lot of positive difference. So kudos to you for that. Second thing, what does social media do? I think social media, sadly, unfortunately, today is being used more for the wrong reasons, is leading to more harm than good. Intention with the most noble of intentions, I would say, started with the most noble of intentions to connect people, to make people integrated with each other. It is sadly doing exactly the opposite. And
Right.
as you talked of many, I won't name any portal, but you have a number of portals today wherein you can put in 100 different filters
Mm.
so that anybody and everybody looks like a Bollywood actress.
Yeah.
Now, what we need to think is, from where did you get the notion that what a Bollywood actress looks like is beautiful? We might call them a model. If you're a model, you require this kind of a body personality. But
Right.
if you are not in that profession, how does it matter? It doesn't matter. But social media, sadly, has made us believe, falsely believe, that that matters a lot. So
Mm.
what you need to do is, anybody, including me, everyone, when we are on social media, we need to kind of step back and ask ourselves, of all the portals that I'm on and all the activity that I do on social media, how much of it is productive? How much of it makes me feel good? How much of it makes me feel instantly good? I don't want something that makes me feel instantly good. Like I put a post and I get 100 likes, and that is like an instant gratification, an instant validation. But the next day I put another pic and I don't get 10 likes, it's a instant downer. So we don't
Right.
want something that will give you instant high or instant low. It becomes like a drug. So it's almost equivalent to smoking up something. You smoke up something, you feel good, but then 15 minutes down the line, you're again down and you again want to smoke up something. That's not good. So don't get involved in social media activities wherein you're getting instant happiness. Try and be involved in groups wherein things that you like are there. So let's say, for example, you are somebody who likes singing, or you are somebody who likes cooking, or you are somebody who's interested in travel. So there's a lot of good stuff also available there,
Mm.
wherein no amount of judgment is involved.
Right.
The place or the portal wherein a lot of judgment comes in, and sadly that has happened with social media. It could be your photograph, the likes, the dislikes, the comments, the trolling. There is a lot of judgment involved, and there is a lot of instantaneous reaction based judgment. The
Mhm.
reaction that you get, or the judgment that you get on social media, is not well thought of. It is not the opinion piece that you have in the center of a newspaper that is well thought of. So if, let's say, you're doing something and they are talking about it critically in the newspaper, you need to give it a little bit of thought, because it is well thought of. It is a response, it is not a reaction. But on social media, it is majority of the times a knee-jerk reaction, so you don't need to pay attention, because the other person has not thought of it in a proper way
Mm.
before posting anything, or before liking or disliking, or before trolling you. So tell yourself, the validation or the invalidation that you get on social media means zero. If you reach to that place, then nobody else will be able to influence how you feel. Because today, what has happened is, I have 5,000 friends, let's say on some Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or wherever. Those 5,000 friends should not have the power, should not have the key to my happiness. I should have that. Nobody
Right.
else apart from myself should be able to control it. And if
Absolutely.
social media is doing that to you, if you're in that category, please delete apps which are making you feel toxic. Please only keep apps wherein, if let's say you're on a specific app and you've been browsing through it for 15 minutes, close the app and see what your mind feels like. Does it feel happy? Does it feel sad? If it feels sad on repeated occasions, that app is doing you more harm than good.
I think we'll have to delete a lot of apps from our phone in that case, because there are so many things that you feel so jealous of when someone's traveling or when someone's doing something, and you're always looking out for that, like you said, instant gratification on things. So I'm sure, like what you said makes a lot of sense, and it's something that we should really, look to imbibe in our lives as well.
The social, the same mobile phone, the same internet today can be used for tracking your health. Now, that's
Right.
a wonderful use, but that will never give you an instant gratification. So the next time you see a druggie, the next time you see a cocaine addict, ask yourself whether I am a digital addict, whether I can be without my phone for a single day. If I can do that, then I have some right of going to that cocaine addict and telling him, I can help you. Otherwise, you need to do a digital detox first.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
agree that it's impossible to have your phone away from you these days, like with everything constantly, wondering what's happening, or especially when you're in lockdown, when you have nothing else to do and you're only, on your phone, as, the internet is your means to the outside world. So
See,
that is something.
it is very difficult. It is very difficult. I totally agree with you. I am no exception to that. But it is all about perspective.
Right.
If you take a different perspective to that, if you just change your perception a little, let me just give you an example. Let's just go back 5,000 years back when human civilization wasn't so progressed. That time, majority of the human beings inhabiting the earth, used to be cave men and women. And the only time they used to get out of the cave was to get some food. And still they used to be happy. And still they never used to be sad. It's just that we have assumed, it's a very basic assumption that we have made. It's not a fact. It's not at all a fact. It's an assumption that if we don't have our phone, there is nothing else to do.
Right.
That assumption needs to be challenged on a daily basis. We start challenging that assumption. Slowly we'll realize that no, it's not all that necessary. It was I who was believing that it is all that necessary.
Right.
But you need to be, first of all, willing to do that. Secondly, you have to do it persistently. If you just do it one day, many people will tell you, yes, many patients come to me, yes, doctor, digital detox करने का बहुत कोशिश किया, एक दिन किया, 2 दिन किया, and then it did not work for me. And I am back to my same means. That is because this digital habit has become ingrained in your brain, because for the last 10 years, every day you've been doing that. 10 साल की habit को तोड़ने को 10 हफ्ता तो दीजिए खुद को. So once you fail the first time, don't don't give up. Fail the second time, don't give up. Tell yourself that I'm going to fail 10 times before it becomes successful. If you go in with that assumption that I'm going to fail 10 times and then it's going to be, then I'm going to really do well, then you won't get disheartened when it doesn't work. Because it's very easy to get disheartened then and go back to your instant gratification. Who will do all this janjat? Let me just go back to my mobile. Much more easier because it's ingrained in your brain.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.